Saweetie, how are you and where are you?
Hey JoJo, I'm somewhere in LA, beautiful sun. I'm ready for it to become fall. It's just so hot.
I'm with you, man. I'm over summer. Everything in LA, it's just we have year-round summer for the most part. I'm sick of it. I want something cold. That's what I want, you know.
Yep. Otherwise, how have you been?
I've been doing great. By the way, I'm looking at Saweetie on the Zoom here, and I see like there's like a big lake in the background. This is a nice spot you're at. Wherever you are, this is maybe I'm crazy. It looks like a lake back there, right?
I'm in isolation camp right now.
What does that mean?
Dancing, vocal lessons, recording, mood boards, vision projects. Like I'm in artist development camp right now.
Oh wow, I've never had somebody in the middle of that do the countdown. So is it I don't know, is it tough? Is it difficult? Is it like a vacay or is it just a grind? Whatever this thing is.
It's a grind because every day I have to get, besides when I'm like in my vocal lessons in the studio, I have to come up with other ways to be productive. Otherwise, it's easy to just be on your phone or, plop on your couch and watch some Netflix. So I got to be careful of that.
Saweetie, how has quarantine life, how has 2020 in general treated you? Because this has been a bizarre year.
I think 2020 has challenged me, but I love challenges. I was an athlete, as you know, from my previous interview. But, I feel like the best rise up, they compete, and they get over that hump. So I went over that hump. Tampa is doing really well. We got Back to the Streets coming out. So I'm really excited for everything.
Saweetie, give me an album update. What do people need to know? What can you say? Give me any kind of details you care to unveil.
It is coming soon.
That's it. Just for me. That's all we can reveal. It's coming soon. I bet people try to get stuff out of you all the time, right?
It's coming soon. I got some songs that are featuring some of your favorite people on there. I'm really excited. But yeah, it's coming soon to a DSP near you.
It's so top secret. I'm even more excited than I was. Top secret. That's all you get. That's all you get for now. All right, Saweetie is hanging out. Saweetie, I know your fans love you. They get a little crazy at times. Give me the worst place, the most awkward place a fan has asked you for a selfie.
Right before a massage.
Oh God, no.
Yeah, I actually had to. Yeah, it was really. I'm like naked in my robe, and the masseuse actually just puts up the camera and was like, "Hey, can you take a picture?" I was like, "Whoa."
No. Did you take a pic after, or did you just cut it all together? Because that is an awkward. That's an awkward time to ask for a shot, naked, laying on a table with probably baby oil. Whatever they do.
I sent them home.
Yeah, I can only imagine. Good Lord. All right. Saweetie, this is a question I've never asked anyone, but I saw an article on this and I just thought I would try it out on you. It seems crazy, but have you ever released a song that you did not like? A song of yours that you hate?
There are songs that I'm working on right now that I've been swayed to do because, I've heard other artists in a situation before. So because they went out before me and did that and had success, I'm going to trust judgments who I trust. But yeah, I definitely had some songs out there like that. So, sometimes as an artist, we compromise for the bigger picture.
So somebody with some credibility said, "Hey, Saweetie, I want you to record this." So you did it, yes. And you're waiting to kind of like feel it out and see.
It will be on Pretty Bitch Music.
Has it already made the album? As far as
it's made it. I like everything, but this is one of the songs where I like it, but it's not something that if I were to play my top 3 from the album, I would play it.
Okay, at some point when the album comes out, I want you to tell me which one that is. I am dying to know.
I'm gonna whisper it to you.
All right, fair enough. So Saweetie is hanging out. How anxious are you to tour at some point? You must be dying to get on the road.
Oh my gosh, we're gonna just have so many fun moments throughout the concert. The girls already know that I have Twerk That Ass for Icy Chain at the end of each show, where I pick 3 people and they come and they twerk, and the audience kind of decides who gets the Icy Chain. What I will say is my my shows will be super interactive. So I'm so excited to get out and go back and perform.
I can imagine. Are you having talks, early talks for 2021 tours or 2022 or who knows, but are you in talks for that type thing?
Yes.
Ooh, God. All right. I assume that's all the details I'm going to get on that, right?
I mean, there might be an all-girls tour. I mean, we're just going to find out. But yeah, something like that.
Good Lord. All right. Saweetie has more details on that soon. Saweetie, I saw a post you did a little while back on how you make ramen. I'm a ramen fan. And I want you to walk me through this because it was something to do with hot Cheetos and hot sauce, I believe. Maybe I missed something. What is your recipe here?
So my little concoction, I had ramen. I believe it was a chicken flavor with my cup of noodles, and I made it with clean hot water, not sink water, hot water, clean hot water. I let it brew. And I poured the seasoning in it once it was nice and finished. That included some Lawry's, some black pepper, some hot sauce, and to top it, off, I put it in the hot Cheeto bag. It was so scrumptious.
So she does all this, and you put it in the hot Cheeto. It was empty, but it had like the Cheetos crumbs in it, or was it just full of Cheetos? I forget that.
It was full of Cheetos.
And you shake it around and just stick your fork in there and just go, wow, all right. You guys.
You got to keep the crunch in there. That
it sounds good. I mean, I'm not just saying that to be nice to Saweetie, but that sounds awesome.
It was amazing.
Let's do this track. Tap in. I mean, this track has just killed. Give me something. Talk about this track. What do people need to know that they might not know already?
So the reason why I went behind Tap In as my lead single for Pretty Bitch Music was because we were releasing in a time where artists wasn't sure if we should release music because of the social injustices taking place across America. But the reason why I did Tap In is because you can tap into music, fashion, but most of all, you can tap into things that you care about. So at the end of the video, I said, hey, y'all, thank you for watching, but tap into voting this November because your opinion matters, your voice matters, and it's time for us, meaning like the millennials and Generation Z, who make up 40% of the population, the voting population, to go out there and vote. So that's the reason why I went with Tap In.
Saweetie, two-part question. What is the biggest crowd you've ever performed for? And the flip of that, have you ever been booed?
No, I've never been booed.
That's a good thing.
No, I've never been booed, but one of my most uncomfortable but fun performances was a radio show I did in New Orleans. It was during a hurricane season, and the venue had got cut off, like the access to it. So there was only 4 people in the crowd, and I was the opening act, and all the acts before me, either their planes got canceled, their car couldn't get through the rain. I was the only person that made it. So I literally performed for 4 people, but all 4 people knew my lyrics. So
oh my God.
It was a very intimate venue, and it was big. The venue was big. It had upstairs and downstairs. And there was only 4 people. But I was like, you know what? I do it for them. So I gave them a full out show. It was cool. And the biggest crowd I ever performed in front of was probably the Oracle Arena in Oakland. The Migos brought me out during the Migo and Drake tour. So that was fun.
The 4 people show, that's got to be wild to be in a giant arena. Probably I'm picturing like 15, 20,000 seater or whatever it was. 4 people. I mean, good Lord, that's nuts.
4 people. Yeah, because of the hurricane. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to give it to them like I would give it to 10, 20, 50, how many people? So I'm going to give it to them.
Have you had chats with those 4 people along the lines on social somewhere like, hey, Saweetie, I'm one of those 4. Have you come across them?
Yeah, not recently, but they definitely sent them clips or sent tweets. So remember when there was only 4 people? So yeah.
You ever pinch yourself thinking like, because the story you told me last time you were here about you were bouncing back and forth between apartments, when you would rent them on Craigslist, rough times to now where, I mean, still you got a ways to go. I get it. The sky's the limit, but I mean, at times you must just pinch yourself thinking, good Lord, look what we've done.
Yeah. Sometimes I just want to cry and I'm just like, oh my gosh, look what all these great things that's happening to me. So I'm just super grateful. I'm grateful to have a family and a friend group that supports me. And I'm so happy that I have fans that have stuck with me through thick and through thin. You know, as a public artist, especially one that's in the limelight, it's those moments of uncertainty and or when you go viral in not such a good way, but you got people who don't even know you, who've never met you a day in their life, but they still go hard for you. Like those are the people who I really appreciate because it's just like, wow, you guys really care about me.
It's an amazing thing. Your family and friends, I assume their reaction. Yeah, what is their reaction?
They're just so excited and they see it more than me because I can't be outside like how I used to, but they see it. They hear me on the radio. They hear people out at dinner talking about me in a good way at a table next to them. And then just like, wow, this girl is everywhere.
That is wild. And people that they had no idea that they were related to you or friends with you. They just, man.
No, and they're not even saying nothing to the people. They're just calling me after like they're at lunch or dinner. Like, hey, these people was going through your Instagram or watching videos the whole time. And we're sitting right next to them and they don't know that we know you.
That is hilarious. You had a paranormal encounter a while back. Tell me that story again. Because I want people to hear this. Uh-oh. What?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, I have a lot, actually. I have a lot.
Be the one that frightened you the most.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so one time, me and my best friend was like up gossiping, you know, in the middle of the night, blah, blah, blah. And she asked to use the bathroom. So she goes into the bathroom and I'm laying down on my bed. I'm laying down and I feel something on my back. And I'm like, why the hell is she walking on my back? I look and there's nothing there, but I feel the footsteps on my back. And I see the bathroom light on. So I'm like scared as hell because I feel the footsteps slowly walking up on my back. So I look to the bathroom and I scream for her name. And as I scream for her name, something yells, shut up. In the most scariest voice ever. Oh my gosh. I thought I was hallucinating. But mind you, I'm like 16, 17. Like a lot of people be like, oh, you probably was on drugs. No, I was sober. We was probably up drinking soda, eating candy. So I was like, oh my gosh, it was my first like super paranormal experience.
If you thought it was her on your back, that's a fair amount of weight on your back, I would think, for another 16-year-old to be walking on you. So clearly,
yeah, it felt like somebody was just like pressing on my back.
What's your gut feeling? What do you think it was?
Something that was not nice.
Looking at me like, what? All right. Did the house have a history to it, or is that all you know right there? Just who knows?
The house, I'm not aware of the history, but I remember like there were just like weird things that would happen in my room sometimes. And it's what's crazy is I've had so much stuff happen to me. So now when things happen to me, I kind of just pray, or I'm kind of just like, okay, this again. So I'm like used to it, but there's definitely like two worlds, colliding at times. So
wow.
yeah,
all right.
I have some stories.
To be continued for sure. So Saweetie is hanging out. Saweetie, have you ever been, and I know you've worked with a lot of people, you met a lot of people, have you ever been starstruck?
I think the only person, I wouldn't say starstruck because she was so sweet, so loving, so just full of warmth, was Beyonce. Like,
oh, wow.
Like she was so welcoming that she didn't make me feel like a fan. I mean, I'm a huge fan, but she was just like so down to earth. She was so just sweet and she glowed. I'm so like, I love when I'm a fan of somebody and they're everything that you think they are. Cause some people you meet and they're nothing like their Instagram. They're nothing like their public persona. And God forbid for a horrible interaction, because then you don't want to listen to none of their music. But she was like an angel. That's what her aura was.
Wow. Did you meet her at a backstage kind of a
No, I met her at a birthday party.
No kidding. And she lived, for anybody who is also a Beyonce fan, she is better than advertised.
She's everything and more. She's like a walking angel on earth.
Wow. All right. Doesn't get much better than that endorsement for sure. Saweetie I hope somebody says something nice about me like that someday.
I'll say something about you, JoJo.
Right. Saweetie, have you ever been mistaken for the wrong celebrity or mistaken for yourself, if you know what I mean? Like, hey, you look a lot like Saweetie.
Oh my gosh, I'm mistaken for myself all the time. I think it's hella funny when people are like, "You look like Saweetie, but you look better than her." And I'm just like, I'm like, oh, thank you, girl. And I'm just like,
do you take
but
pictures
it's so like no, because they think that I'm gonna look alike, but they'll just be like, you look like Saweetie, but you look better. So that's why I tell people, well, my raps, I'd be like, I look better in person. So I think it's funny. I mean, it's a compliment, and they don't know it's me, so I know that they're not being shady. But I'm like, y'all know that I'm her, right?
You know, later on they're gonna be like, damn it, I should have got a pic. It was her at the grocery store. All right. What has 2020 taught you?
2020 has taught me the importance of reflection. I feel like when you have all this time to yourself, it's easy. It's scary but it's fun. But like the phone really is like, I notice how much I'm on my phone, and I'm like, I have to put down my phone. I have to read a book. I have to turn off the TV. I have to do something outside. I have to be creative at home, because normally home is my downtime and I normally do those things, but I had to reflect, and I was like, I can't be doing that when I'm not working because it's addictive. So I learned that you have your strongest, most exponential growth when you reflect, because you're able to manage your time. You're able to step outside of your body and see what you're really doing, because when you're you don't realize what you're doing sometimes.
Have you seen that documentary? I think it's on Netflix, called The Social Network, talking about the addiction to social networks and whatnot.
No, I know what you're talking about. I saw it. It has really good reviews, but I wanted to sit out. I want it to be something I paid attention to, not something that I put on during glam or something that was just, background, whatever you call it.
Right.
But I'll watch it now because you said something.
It's interesting. I think now that you said that, you might find it, eye-opening. Well, maybe I think you're probably already on the same page with what they're saying, but it's an eye-opener for sure. Let's do a quick recap. Tap In, of course. It's been out. It's been killing. Get on it. Album. The only thing you'll tell me about the album is it's coming out. That's all I can squeeze out. Soon. Look out for that. What else do people need to know? What am I forgetting to ask you, Saweetie?
Tap into what you care about, tap into voting, tap into making a difference in your community. I feel like it's more than just music, beauty, and fashion. It's about social issues and making things right. So tap in and please go out and vote.
There we go. That is Saweetie. Saweetie, at the end of every countdown, fist bump to make it official. Tap that cam. Boom, tap in.
Boom.